GDP and unemployment came in wonderfully today, but the market dropped anyways. Crypto finally doing its own thing, though. We're going to talk about all that and more today on Trade Cave. But before we get going, smash that like button, subscribe if you've been with us a while and haven't done so yet. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description as well as the channel bio. So you can see here, first of all, GDP second revision came in right in line at 3%. 3% is excellent for a developed economy. In fact, the developed economy is generally aiming for 2 or less percent growth and consider that good. So 3% is actually exceptional. That is a huge no recession in sight as long as we are getting positive GDP numbers in the over 2% range. So that was confirmation of a potential soft landing incoming. We also got lowered unemployment numbers coming through, lower than expected, lower than last month right now this morning. That is also an indication that the Fed is doing their job and that they can continue to, uh, with their rate cuts, and likely not see too much of a problem or even keep them as is. It's showing soft landing indications. Now, this could be construed as potentially, oh, they don't need to cut because unemployment isn't coming in high, so they're not scared, and maybe they'll even raise again. But that's silly. They're not going to do that. Unless inflation kicks up, they're not going to do that. Okay, the next thing that is likely the reason we saw a downturn today was that we had seven, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven Feds on deck today speaking this morning, and that is about each time one of these people got up, we saw some pretty significant drops in the S&P 500 and related tech stocks. We'll look at that as well. All right, let's move on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is above the 200-day moving average. It has been dancing on the 200-day moving average since September 20th. So we've been doing this for 6 days now. We are creating something of a megaphone here. You can see that like price is getting higher and higher while coming slightly lower or staying about the same. We're seeing that sort of pattern play out here. I don't love the pattern that is coming out right now on the daily chart with price slanting upward while staying flat on the bottom. That is not a good sign. That is not something that I want to see, nor something you should want to see. But what we do want to see is price close above the 200-day moving average. The fact that we've been fighting it for so long and not falling, though, that is good. But if we do lose 62,600, 62,700 ish, we do lose that. We are going to come down to the 21-day moving average, pretty fast exponential, the EMA. Now, if we close above the 200-day moving average, if we close above it, currently, if we close where we currently are, we have room again, as I said before, up to $70,000. So as soon as we crush this level, we are ready to roll to the next one. And it is up 2.61% today. But MicroStrategy is up a whopping, let's go, 9.24% today. We are up. We almost touched 170 today. That is beautiful. I am expecting probably some kind of pullback in the next few days here. But we might continue to run as long as Bitcoin continues to run. This thing can continue to run. We came right up into these candles here on the high end here from before that were up to 184 or so back from July. Looks like Christmas may be coming early this year, showing that we might be going into an October versus an October. In fact, September might be closing out positive. We'll look at that in a moment as well for our favorite stocks here. But MicroStrategy starting to break out there. And the miners themselves also up significantly today. Not all of them. Wolf was actually down a little bit today. Core Z was barely up today, but those have been on an absolute heater for a while now. You can see that Bit Digital was up 5%, Bitfarms up 3%, Mara up 8%, Riot 4%, finally gets moving. Iron 4%, Hut 0.8%, also up there with Core Z in terms of not moving a lot. Cypher 7%. Where's CleanSpark? There's CleanSpark 8%. We had a lot of big moves here. There was one also, Soluna, 19%. Now, I did cover this one and said I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole unless I was going to gamble. And I did decide to gamble on this a little bit. So I bought 100 shares. So it was about $300 worth for a lotto play. This is a lotto ticket. I'm expecting to lose all of this or gain a whole bunch of money. That's the thought here. I bought 100 shares of Soluna a couple of days ago. Honestly, it was like 2-3 days ago. It is a lotto play. I don't usually bring lotto plays to the channel, but it is up 20% today. So yeah, woo, it did it. It went up 20%. That's great. There's still some stuff in the way here. It is currently above the 21 EMA at 338. It needs to get above the 200-day moving average at 392 in order to continue on with any sort of trajectory upwards. We could, this could deflate tomorrow. I don't know. we'll see. But it's up 19% today, so that was pretty fun to see for my lottery play. I have one other lottery play that I think I've brought up like once on the channel that's not doing great, which is why I don't usually bring up my lottery plays. This I have a very, very, very small amount in this particular stock. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice or a suggestion to buy, sell, or hold any asset whatsoever. This is just one that I did buy a very small amount of and will hold either to zero or to the promised land. And so far, it is giving me 20% closer to promised land versus going to zero. So that's good. I like to see that. So let's take a look at SPY real quick, see how that reacted to the day. SPY did not do good. SPY ended up plus 0.4%. It sure didn't feel like plus 4%, 0.4% today. I tell you what, especially when it opened up so high and came down. Let's go into a 15-minute chart. We opened up all the way up at 574, almost 575, and just immediately sold off all the way down to 569, closing that gap immediately. Now it's making something of an inverted head and shoulders here, but it does need to get above 572.65 to really pull that off and go back up to 574, which could happen tomorrow. That could totally happen tomorrow because, I mean, there was mostly good news came out. The economy looks strong. So there's no real reason to sell off the SPY when the economy looks strong, unless you're scared of inflation, which we'll find out tomorrow with PCE. If we go back here, tomorrow is PCE. This is going to be really important for tomorrow. This will move the markets tomorrow. The PCE index. This is what the Fed actually tracks in order to make their decisions about rate cuts and hikes and such. So that is really important to watch tomorrow. That will move the market, and we'll see if that comes in good tomorrow. Everything should fly. Everything should go up more again. So we'll be looking for that. Also, Nvidia, a lot of our favorite tech stocks were down today as well. Look at this. Nvidia dropped from 127 all the way down to 121 today before having some sort of recovery. Looking again like this ugly inverted head and shoulders like you saw on the SPY earlier. If we look at Tesla, let me bring this up. Tesla was atrocious today. Let's go here. Even though, yeah, Nvidia was up, but man, that was just a drop from the open, just a ridiculous, insane drop from the open. Tesla was actually down 1% today, which is interesting since it's been on such a tear lately. If we look at the 15 here, they went from 261 all the way down to 251, so a $10 drop on Tesla, getting trapped beneath the 21 EMA on the 15-minute chart there. That is not what you want to see after this nice continuation up, this continuing trend up that's been going on since for the last 6 days, and then today just came to an abrupt end, and price is now struggling to get back above the 21 EMA. But you can see again, this also is showing something of an inverted head and shoulders. So I'll go ahead and draw that out again, just like I have on others. This one's actually a lot nicer looking. We got a shoulder here, a head, and then another shoulder there, and the 21 EMA is the neckline. And as soon as we get above the 21 EMA, we do have room again back up to about 260. As soon as we can get back above that, I'm wondering if we're going to do that tomorrow. If PCE is good, I would expect that potentially tomorrow to see Tesla rise back up to about 260 off of that. Amazon was also down today, 0.7%. Again, you think you're probably going to see a very similar structure in the Amazon chart as soon as it loads. Give it a second here. Come on, Amazon, load. It's not loading. So we'll look at some others while we wait here for this to load. I don't know why it's not loading. You've got ARM was up 1.86%. AMD, the standout today, with 3.38% up. LSCC is like Lattice something semiconductor. Can't remember exactly. There it is. Yeah, Lattice Semiconductor Corporation. They were up 5% today. ACMR, the one that provides the cleaning products for silicon wafers for the production of semiconductors, was up 8.82% today. That is great to see. Yeah, inverted head and shoulders on Amazon as well. Again, with the neckline here, this time is above the 21 EMA, but you can see that inverted head and shoulders on that as well. One other thing I want to talk about. Let's look at ACMR. One other play I want to talk to you today about that I kind of forgot until right now was Disney. Disney is paying out. ACMR, yeah, came down to the 21 on the 15. It might bounce here. I might like that. That looks great. That looks like a replicable trade, just like back here. Anyways, Disney, this is the last one I want to talk about before talking about the Bitcoin seasonality. Disney paid out nice. Remember when I was saying if it goes over $94, we're probably going to go up to 100. Well, today it made a little bit of a move up towards that goal today. And I think we're going to put this on the hourly. Yeah, there we go. So today we opened up above 94. We opened up at 94.18, 94.17, and we just rocketed up. We went all the way up to 95.79, almost 95.80 here. And then we're doing this little pullback just like it did on the daily. Remember on the daily how it came back to the 5 and then bounced? We're doing that exact same pullback right now. We launched, hit the 5, and are going to likely continue up. I like this big old bull here, bull flag taking off. And this may turn into a handle. It may dip a little bit lower. It could dip all the way to the 21 back to 94.33, but I think it will continue on to 96, 97, maybe even $100 for Disney. It's going to keep going up, I think. And see that exact same formation here. We came down, we launched up, we came into the 5 and launched back even higher, going from there. And if I go back to the hourly, I'll point it out one more time on the hourly here as soon as it comes back, right? We did that scoop. We did a scoop, came up, hit the 5, and now I'm looking forward to launch up from there. So Disney still in play. I actually made some money on this already. I played it twice. I did it yesterday, and when it went up, I sold it, and then I did it this morning again, and then when it went up like 20%, I sold it. So I might do it again tomorrow, and tomorrow I might be looking to try to go a little further out and hold it a little bit longer. But that is what I am doing right now with Disney. Disney's been paying out. It's been great. With that, we're going to move on to seasonality for Bitcoin. Monthly September 2024 is up 10%. This is the most Bitcoin has ever been up in a September, ever. It's been positive 6% before. It's been positive 4% before. Heck, it's been positive 2% before. But on average, and now it's been skewed up because of this year. On average, it's a negative 3% month. Before, I think it was like negative 7 or something before this month came in, because it has on multiple occasions done double digits down in September. So, I mean, it's been 19% down, not multiple, once. Okay, once, no, twice, 13% in 2019, 19% in 2014. So we were expecting a red month this month, but this is kind of feeding into that left translated cycle, that we may be seeing some earlier spikes up here. And I want to talk about that this weekend. I actually noticed something in some charts I wanted to bring up in its own specific video about the charts and how they're playing out this year compared to previous years. But anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.